I was in Australia and a friend of mine had recommended that I try yoga. And she said that yoga was one of the best things she had done to help her feel better. And when she suggested it to me, I thought it was complete rubbish because I had done yoga at school and it was very, very boring. I said no to her multiple times until finally one day she decided she would pay for me and take me to class. And she did, and that was how I did my first yoga class. In fact, I actually fainted in my first yoga class. Despite that, although it sounds really scary that I fainted in my first yoga class, when I came out of the class, my skin was glowing. It was insane. I had never seen my skin be so glowy before. After that, I was hooked. It was just incredible. This feeling of being so happy and so cleansed. I had never experienced that before. So that's how I got started with it. I would call it a moving meditation. It's 60 minutes of movement. But in and through that movement, I aim to bring silence in the mind. Where you're not busy thinking about distractions, about thoughts and worries, things you have to do, things you should be doing. Where the spotlight is truly on you, just you and nothing else. And I aim to do that through movement. It sounds almost contradictory, but that is my teaching style, where movement helps you reach silence. The external doesn't matter too much. Like, it's not about whether there's a Buddha head behind me or the curtains are red or anything. For me, my altar at my work are the people I teach. And when I connect with them, the space becomes sacred. If I connect with them and help them connect with themselves, then the space is sacred. And I say this because I have taught in all sorts of places. There was once I went to teach in this shelter. It's a shelter for women that have been abused, where they're training them to find better skills. And all I had was a room, a very tiny little room, and no stage where I could be at an elevated height to teach at. So I climbed on top of a table and taught yoga. And it was still a beautifully sacred space, because at the end of the day, at the end of the class, they left with the biggest smiles on them that I've ever seen. That is sacred. Doesn't matter how the situation around you is. So very honestly, my favorite yoga pose is one of the most simplest ones. It's Virabhadrasana 3 or Warrior 3. And I like it because of its simplicity and yet the amount of stillness that you need in it. You push too hard and it no longer looks like a capital T. It will look like the head of, like the roof of, say, a Yemenese building. You need to find that perfect balance where everything is so perfectly straight. And I like that. You don't push too hard, you don't push too low. You just need to find the right spot. And sometimes it's all about letting go. Most postures is all about pushing harder. See if you can lift more, can you push more, can you open faster, better. But this is just finding that spot and being there. And so for me, it has to be Warrior 3. It's so beautiful. So, in its simplicity. My mentor, he is 55 and works effortlessly day and night, and the scale of his thinking is insane. When I first wanted to invest in my studio, it was all of my savings at that point of time. And I went to him and I said, I'm going to do this, I'm going to build a studio It's going to cost all of my savings. I will be left with 0 rupees in my bank account. He said, "Chi, the moment you start investing 3 or 4 crores in a studio, that time think of it seriously. This is pocket money." And for me, it was that vision that inspired me to think so big. It's a very simple one. It's what my teacher has told me on the yoga mat that keeps ringing in my head all the time. How you do the small things is how you do the big things. How you deal with problems, how you deal with a difficult posture on the mat is often how you will deal with real life situations. Honestly, I want to be able to create this band of teachers that are rooted in the philosophy of yoga and still understand the anatomy of yoga. Most teachers are one-sided. They either get the philosophy or they either get the anatomy. And I want them to be able to marry both those worlds. Some teachers I've met along the way can help me with that. South America feels like a beautiful, interesting place where I would discover a lot about myself. The culture, the food interests me immensely, and the people seem really laid back. They seem to be able to blend the old with the new, which is something I want to do.